sound. In their last 4 games against nationally ranked teams, your UMD Bulldogs men's hockey team has won 3 of 4, and those odds stack nicely and set them up well for this weekend, welcoming in the defending national champion Denver Pioneers. Since the 2020 season, the Pioneers and the Bulldogs have had nearly half of their meetings decided by just 1 goal. This time around, the Bulldogs are bringing in an opponent with a special teams unit that leads the entire country. The Pioneers rank 1st on the power play and 6th on the penalty kill, a battle the Dogs know they have to win this weekend. While Denver's offensive weapons are strong, the Dogs' overall discipline in the second half has proven more promising outcomes against yet another top-tier team.
Yes, their power plays are always good. Their penalty kill is one of the top. They're very aggressive up the rink, so you got to handle pressure. Defensively, they're better than a lot of people give them credit for. They always think Denver is a really high-powered offense, but they're good defensively too.
We just look at it as an opportunity to go prove ourselves, and in our league, special teams always seems to, whoever wins the special teams battles usually ends up winning the game, and I think in our league there's a lot of penalties for sure that are called. Obviously, for the power play, we're going to have to capitalize and get our chances, and if we control our process, the outcome's going to take care of itself.
Head coach Scott Sandlin did add that Carter Loney is probable for this weekend. You can, of course, catch the men's series on our My 9 Sports Network. Should be exciting from AMSOIL.
I think I'll be checking it out on My 9.
Wow, Dan Wolf watching a hockey game.
I watch all the time. Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Thanks, Dan.
Well, I know you have a